Firstly, welcome everybody to Appmeet. We've been running Appsmith for the last 4 years, mostly as a remote company. So I'm really excited to have this event, this first offline event, where we're going to talk about what's new in Appsmith, also talk a little bit about what we've succeeded with so far with Appsmith, and we're going to see some demos as well. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. I'd highly recommend coming closer so that you can actually see the slides a lot more clearly. Some of our demos do require some more attention because you're going to see some code and you're going to see some details. So I would highly recommend just coming closer and occupying the seats up front. Great. So let's kick it off. First, I'm going to talk a bit about Appsmith, which is a whole new way of building internal software. We started Appsmith because we saw some real technology shifts that were very well pronounced 4 years ago. We still see some of these technology shifts happening today, but we have a whole new technology shift that actually started playing out about a year ago, and that's AI. We've started seeing AI move from hype to reality inside organizations. At Appsmith, we've seen hundreds of customers beginning to use all different types of AI APIs to use inside their internal applications. We've also seen that 75% of companies are now trying to implement AI in their roadmap. And you're going to see a lot more action over the next 12 months. We've seen successes with 3 types of use cases. The first one is coding copilots, using AI to help your developers build things faster and with more accuracy. The second thing that we've seen is extracting information from documents and using that information in different workflows. And the third thing that we've seen is building out help bots for support, any sort of internal IT requests, those sort of use cases. These are the 3 most successful use cases that we've seen inside Appsmith customers as well as outside of it. And this is an undeniable technology shift. The second thing that's happening is that the software sprawl that we've seen over the last 10 years, we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown of that software sprawl. Companies are actually becoming more careful about what they're buying, how are they adopting that software, so that they don't have that software sprawl. This is also very much dictated by the fact that everybody's analyzing and scrutinizing their spends. And that's shown up in some of these surveys that Gartner has done. What Gartner found is that 74% of IT leaders, they're now trying to reduce their software costs. They're trying to reduce seats, or they're trying to consolidate technologies into a single platform instead of having multiple point solutions. We've also seen that there are now new IT projects that organizations are creating, or they're changing the focus of some of their IT projects to actually do more cost control, increase efficiencies, and increase automation across their software stack. So this is the second shift that we've seen. The third shift that we are seeing is that suddenly developer experience and developer productivity has become a critical business lever. Developer productivity was an important topic for engineering teams as well as IT teams, but today it's become a real business lever because CEOs and C-suite executives have realized they can impact other aspects of their business if they increase developer productivity. That's because today only about 30% of developers' time actually goes into building applications. The rest of it is like work around work, and organizations are trying really hard to reduce that work so that developers can focus on what they're great at, which is building applications. And recently, Deloitte came out with survey results which basically proved that investments in developer productivity enhance efficacy of other business teams and other business organizations. So this is now top of mind for a lot of organizations. So with all of these technology shifts, it's become very clear that great internal applications are actually a huge business differentiator. High-quality custom tools enable a business to operate a lot more quickly, a lot more efficiently, because they're able to control their business processes. They're able to run them the way they want them to be run. The second thing is they're actually able to accelerate providing better customer experiences. Every customer experience is backed by a really well-run business process. And with internal software, they're just able to accelerate how quickly they're able to provide this value to their customers. And thirdly, they're actually able to reduce their technology and software spend, which is top of mind for every single organization. And that's why with Appsmith, we believe we've actually reached this inflection point, and we're taking advantage of this inflection point that our customers have reached. SaaS bloat has only increased friction and cost. The second thing is the legacy custom software that companies have was rigid and very difficult to customize and really expensive to maintain. The third thing is that AI is now reshaping internal operations and is creating whole new ideas for improving internal operations. Now, with this inflection point, we believe that a developer-first low-code platform, which is what Appsmith was, plus AI, we can actually create even more high-impact internal operations and internal applications. And that's why I'm really excited to talk about the new features of Appsmith, as well as how we are enabling use cases of AI inside Appsmith to supercharge your internal applications. So low-code isn't exactly new. I think before Appsmith became the first open source low-code platform out there were a bunch of legacy low-code players. We questioned, what is it that they're missing? What are they not getting right? So that with Appsmith, we could improve that and give something new to the market and actually enable more organizations to adopt low-code. What we found was that most legacy low-code is actually just no-code plus some sort of a proprietary language. A language that's not open source, a language that only works on that platform. And it's no code, which meant developers struggled with too much abstraction, and they struggled with the fact that they had some limited control over the business logic and customization. And this is why developers did not really like low code. Adopting low code was something that they thought a non-technical user needs to do. But with Appsmith, we changed that. That's because Appsmith is truly a developer-first low-code platform. And there are a bunch of things that we do inside Appsmith, which is very much dedicated towards executing against this philosophy of being developer-focused low-code. Let's talk a little bit about those features. Firstly, with Appsmith, it's really easy to build because you have pre-built UI components and an IDE in a self-hostable low-code platform. Because of our open source nature, you can actually install Appsmith in any sort of cloud environment. You can actually control what are all the things that you want Appsmith to do, and you can control what Appsmith communicates with. And all of that makes it easy for you to build UI in your own environment. The second thing that's great about Appsmith is that it's actually a data source agnostic platform. You can connect with any data source from APIs, databases, or any SaaS products. This is because Appsmith was built to work in a SaaS sprawl environment, because we believed you need a UI layer on top of all your different softwares, as well as all your different databases. And this is what is amazing about Appsmith. The third thing is that you can actually write JavaScript anywhere inside Appsmith. You can write JavaScript to manipulate data, to modify the UI, and to write custom business logic around permissions, roles, etc. You're not actually learning a proprietary language. Instead, you're just writing JavaScript. What this means is that you can easily invite another developer to start using your applications because they're going to understand this language. And you don't actually need any special training to begin using Appsmith. Now, all of this is great, but most recently, we added a whole set of new features around AI. And I'm going to talk about one of them here. You can now easily integrate with pre-trained AI models. These AI models might enable you to extract things from an image, summarize text in large PDFs, or for you to actually do all sorts of robot-in-the-loop workflows. And this is a whole new feature that was launched just about a month ago, and you're going to see this. We also have some more AI features like a AI copilot, an AI assistant to help you write SQL queries. But this is something that I believe is a lot more exciting than what we've done before. And finally, it's easy to manage Appsmith apps because we have Git-based version control. What this means, all your applications live inside GitHub or GitLab or any other Git provider of your choice. It's easy to share these applications, and it's easy to port these applications from one Appsmith instance to another. And this is something that's core to our developer experience. We've seen other low-code products actually rely on a custom version control system. We decided Git is the best way forward, and that's why you see Git as a core part of the Appsmith experience. With all of these things that we've built so far, we've seen customers succeed with building very high ROI applications in record time. We've seen GSK build a whole different way of server patching, cloud provisioning, and they did all of this in a single sprint. This massive company actually achieved something incredible in just a single sprint, and that's why they're such a huge customer of Appsmith today. We also saw HeyJobs, which is a tech-focused company, which managed to upgrade their legacy marketing applications in just days. They did this in record time. Instead of giving up on those applications, they could modernize and update them. That was incredible for HeyJobs. We also saw Strappy, another open source company, which ended up building a customer 360 dashboard that reduced their customer support processes by 1/12. Everything was like 12x faster. This meant they could get back to customers faster and do it with fewer people in their support team. And this is what we've achieved today already. You can check out our website for more case studies of what customers have achieved, but I'm very proud of having achieved all of this for our customers today. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's in the future. We've been developing a lot more new things inside Appsmith because we believe our customers and users can build even faster. So we have 4 new things that I want to talk about today. The first one is custom widgets. The core of Appsmith are all these pre-built UI components, but we've heard so many requests that I don't have this widget or it does not work the way I want it to work. So we decided, why don't we let our users build and bring in their own UI components? So you can actually bring in your React components inside Appsmith, and you can just port that into Appsmith and start using those UI components inside Appsmith. You don't anymore need to contribute code to the open source project, nor wait for our product and engineering team to build those out. So this is amazing. It's an amazing escape hatch. The second thing that's going live is our CI/CD integration. The Git-based version control is such a core part of our developer experience, we decided to extend it even further. We decided to work with the way companies run their own SDLC processes. And we decided, let's use Git to automatically pull and deploy application changes. What this means is that you can just use your Git runners to deploy applications. You can use your Git runners to actually set up new Appsmith applications in different instances. And all of this is going to enable companies to just integrate Appsmith with their SDLC instead of operating the way Appsmith expects you to operate. The third thing that we've introduced is reusable components. Sharing code, UI, or queries across applications or across instances is now a lot simpler. You can package them all together as modules. You can also use this to standardize your queries and standardize your UI components and JS logic. You no longer have to expect every new developer who's using Appsmith to figure it all out for themselves. They can reuse work of other team members and other organizations inside your company to do their work a lot faster. What this means is that the second developer who joins Appsmith inside your organization will benefit from the work that the first team member has done. And this is incredible because it speeds up your development. But the second thing that it does is it standardizes the way you build an Appsmith so that you can actually ensure good performance, ensure your queries are not long-running, slow queries, and just do everything in a lot more standard way. And finally, the fourth thing I want to talk about is our new workflow experience. We decided to reimagine how workflows need to work. And because at Appsmith we are developer-focused, we decided to introduce a code-first way of building workflows instead of a drag-and-drop way of building workflows that's generally been popular in the no-code world. Here you're going to be able to build multi-step, human-in-the-loop workflows that could be long-running processes that are managed by many different team members. And we also enable server-side automation for the first time inside your applications. This is a feature that I believe is a whole new revolutionary way of doing workflows, and we've not really seen this in the market before. So I'm really excited to introduce workflows. So these are all 4 new features that we have been working on. Some of these are in beta. Some of these are live already for some people. And I'm going to introduce my co-founder, Nikhil, to come on stage and actually show us a demo of how all these 4 new features work.